So we're going to talk in this video about absolute value. And so the important thing when we talk about absolute value is to remember that absolute value is really talking about the distance from zero. So the distance a number is from zero. So if you think about a number line, and here's zero, right? So if we think about, say, the number 5, this number here, 5, it's sitting 5 slots. So its distance from 0 is 5. In the same way, if I looked at the number -5, right, so -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, the distance here to the left to -5 from 0, I would have to walk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps just in the opposite direction. So this is also a distance of 5. And so what that means is that the absolute value, so the way that we mathematically write absolute value, so we don't have to write out the words absolute value of this number all the time, is by straight up and down lines. And then we put the number we're interested in inside. So the absolute value of 5 is 5, and the absolute value of -5 would also be 5. So absolute value is just talking about how far away something is from 0, not necessarily how many steps, or not necessarily which direction, just how many steps you are. So for instance, the absolute value of -7 would be 7, because you would have to move 7 steps to the left to get out here to -7. Right? If that was -6, I'd have to move 7 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The absolute value of 3 would be 3, because I just have to move 1, 2, 3 steps away from 0. Some people think about absolute value as it takes the number and it just turns it positive. And that's an okay way to think about it, but it's a little bit easier and will be easier later on in the course if you think about it as the distance. So absolute value is the distance from 0.